Okay, so that's us back. We're all washed up and cooked, and this is our mini Baileys Yule Logs, all ready and cooked. So I'm very sorry, Greg, that you weren't here to actually try out the Baileys.
I'm sorry as well, Greg.
So here's the thing, that who would have believed that I could be married to somebody who didn't really like cakes? How does that even work?
Well, what if I said to you, I'll give you a big plate of green beans and cabbage and Brussels sprouts and turnip. I'll eat one of your cakes and you sit and enjoy that. Would you do it?
No, it's
No.
not. It's not going to happen.
So
It's not going to happen.
So there you
No.
are. So we're all different.
I know.
We all like different things.
I know. So
I just happen to like the healthier option most of the time.
well, yeah.
Yeah.
So I don't eat cakes all the time. Well, actually, I would.
Good, Deborah. Come on, your nose will grow.
I do like the odd cake. But that's how it looks when
Come
you
on,
take.
Deborah. The odd cake. The odd cake.
When you take it out, and I'm just going to take a little bite of it because we've got to taste test, and Greg's not here to do the taste testing, so you'll just have to talk while I've got this.
I could eat your flake. That would help you. That's what I'm married to.
So you'll have to talk now.
No, you talk your mouth full.
No, I can't. No.
Don't mean no.
No. So while I'm eating this,
Wait a minute. Have you tasted the cake at all?
No.
No, let's taste the cake. You see how the mess she makes? You know, this is what I call her bomb scare Bertie. I've got to clean up the kitchen after her when she's finished.
so I'm not really 100% convinced about that. So I might just have to have another taste.
There'll not be a lot of talking in this programme. Or the sound bite or what she wants to call it. What's that?
It is
That's what?
scrummy.
So why are you not eating it?
Because everybody on camera doesn't need to see me eating.
Well, I don't know.
So that's a recipe out of my book, The Magical Tea Room on the Hill. And all the recipes are gluten and dairy free in there. So you can either make them how I've made them today, or you can make them gluten and dairy free. So normally at this time...
How was that with the gas?
Oh, yes. So these are cooked at 160 in a fan oven, 180 in a non-fan oven, electric oven, and in a gas oven they'll be cooked at gas mark 4 because I couldn't remember earlier on. So thank you for reminding me. So normally at this point with our Mother Murphy's Beyond the Tea Room, which is our new name for this, I'd be sitting down with my guest and talking to them about their book or their involvement in books. And we were going to chat to Greg about how he's been involved in everything. I'm not going to tell you what I was going to chat to you about with Greg because Greg will be coming on for another episode and we'll be making something else. But as we've not got anybody, as I've not got a guest to chat to, I thought I'd chat to you. That's it.
So I'm on the spot here.
If that's okay. If that's okay.
And I genuinely didn't know this was going to happen.
I know, because if I told him, he would have gone, oh no, I'm so shy, I don't like to talk.
No. Yes, I don't like the camera. No, I'd rather not.
Well, you're spending all your time looking at the camera.
I know, because that's what people want to see me. Hello.
They don't need you to stare at the camera though.
Well, see, you don't have me sitting down.
So this is a little bit like do you remember when COVID hit? Well, everybody will remember that. And we used to do daily, or every night at 7 o'clock, we used to do a Facebook Live, didn't we?
It's a long time ago, that.
It is, yeah. We did that for ages, didn't we? Every night. But people love that.
Well, I think so.
Yeah. So I guess Jim, or Mr. M, or the Fat Controller, or the Deer Destroyer, is I'd probably describe you as one of the unsung heroes of in the life of an author. because you are.
I think you've taken leave of your senses, don't you?
Well, no, because I do the writing, I do the thinking about the writing, I do the, I mean, I physically write
Oh, wait a
first.
minute then. If this is a one song here, have I got so much of the money when these books sell? Do I?
No, because you don't need any of the royalties because you're married to me.
I see.
You get the joy of spending your life with me,
I see.
don't you?
Ah, yes,
Yeah,
dear. Yes,
yeah.
dear.
So I physically write. I write with a pen and paper first.
Please, can I have some more?
Not
Anything else?
Not everybody will know where that's from.
Well, somebody will know what I'm doing. Yes.
I'm not even going to go.
Anything
I'm not
else,
even going to go there. Not even going to go there. So listen, I was just trying to give you some praise. You know. So I write with a pen and paper first, and then I type it up. But in amongst all that, so there is somebody that makes my tea for me, and cooks my tea for me, and does the washing up, and does the washing, and now because I've got sore feet with arthritis, he also walks the dog. So meanwhile, I write. Yeah.
Dustin Hoover.
No, sometimes.
Sometimes.
Yeah.
Sometimes.
But the point is, if you don't hoover and dust, it doesn't get any worse. Your house doesn't get full of
Oh,
dust, does it?
Oh, it does.
No, it doesn't.
Yes,
it doesn't. Dust only gets to a certain level.
Oh no, I don't
Yeah.
want that.
But anyway, so thank you. You are my unsung hero. Yeah. But thinking about the book, then, at what point did you realise that all the notes and things that I was writing out, and I used to spend my time in the tea room writing these out, and customers had seen me writing that. At what point did you actually believe that all my notes were going to come together as a book?
Well, probably I don't even. Sometimes I wonder how it came together. To be honest, so I think when we both sat down and we just went through all the recipes and all the pitfalls that have been written out. Now you'll need to change that. We've tried this. We've tried that. It was all to do with not so much as putting that particular book together. Your other book was different, but that book was based on your tea room in general. So we had all that.
So we already had the recipes, didn't we?
We already had the recipes, but we were just tweaking them so to make sure that they were quite right. And so, say for the gluten, especially the gluten free, you were sort of wanting to do.
Yeah.
That was a habit to try and get all the quantities right for that, and use the right stuff, and the gas marks. Well, we need to change the buttons with that, whatever. It's just. But you had all the notes. It was just a case of putting it together after that. It was just and writing your wee tales. You're very good with writing tales. She's always good at telling a story. Is Deborah? That's for sure. I think she's a child that's never grew up, and I think quite often that's what some authors are like. It's just that they live in that world. And I think Deborah's just finding that out. That's what she likes doing, rather than
Not living in the real world.
No, but you do. You talk to. You talk to yourself right enough, but you talk to the dogs, and you talk to, you change it for children, and when you're talking to the children, you use different techniques to try and communicate them. So it's getting into their minds. You're good at that for the book, I would say. But this one was already there. I think the dog helped you with that as well.
Yeah, she did. Yeah. I mean, Beatrix is actually on the cover of the book, and she's in a lot of the tales. And it was really that writing that book that then led on to Beatrix writing.
Now, when did you think the book was going to come together? When did you think this is going to happen?
I think when I was writing it together, and I put it all together in the A4 folder, and I was like, this kind of looks like a book, but I didn't know how to go about it.
No.
So in a roundabout way, the COVID coming along and closing the tea room kind of moved that on a bit, because I was like, I've got absolutely no idea. No idea how to get hold of a publisher or even somebody that wanted to take on my book. But I didn't want to hand it over to a publisher because I wanted to keep the rights for it.
But we were offered by a publisher.
Yeah, and I'd spent that much time writing the book that I didn't want to give away my book, so that all I got was a little bit of the royalty for each book that was sold. I wanted it to remain my book, you know, because it was probably 5 years of work actually doing this, because it's a huge book. And when the tea room closed, and then I got in touch with Business Gateway, and my advisor was a lovely lady called Anne McIntosh, and she was absolutely fabulous. And she said, I know just the person, you need to speak to Kim from Indie Authors World. And I did. And I remember Kim came, and we were sitting out in the garden, weren't we? Because she couldn't come inside because it was during COVID. And we were sitting outside chatting about the book, and I'd sent her the draft, and she was like, yeah, this is great, this could be a book. So she came out into the garden, and we were chatting about it, and so they were in the Authors World, so she said she'd help me self-publish it. I didn't even know that was possible to do that. And I think it was at that meeting when Kim had been out to our house, and I was like, this is going to happen. This is going to be a book. I'm going to get published.
No mistake, it's not cheap to even do to get the book published. You got to think you've got money you're going to give away,
yeah.
Because you never make a fortune off your books unless you're a very famous author. You know,
I mean, I'm never going to be a J.K. Rowling.
No, but you just hope you make enough money to fund the next book. That's basically all you try.
So I'm writing because I like writing.
Aye, that's right. And always trying to find the money to continue your writing.
Yeah. So buy more books, and then I can write more books. Yeah. But that's when it happened to me.
But if truth be told, a lot of what you've done in that book and with the skills that you've got now, that since that time, that you would change things in your book.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
and the way
I would.
Maybe even the size of it, the format, because it's a huge book that.
Which made it quite expensive. But I mean, I've spoken to Kim about it and said, oh, I'd like to improve it, but I don't want to do, because that was my first book, and I love it. It's a fantastic book. You know, and I was just reading some more of the tales about.
It's just that you think that you could improve. You could always improve.
But you can always improve, can't you? You know, I mean, Beatrix's book. So my.
That's what I mean. I'm married to somebody that's clumsy. Mrs. Clumsy.
My second book, Beatrix, the time travelling collie. I mean, that's very filthy now because it's been on the floor. But that's only just come out. But when I look at it now, I'm like, do you know what? I could have done that different. I could have changed this. I could improve that. So there's always things that you can improve on, isn't there?
Well, as in your writing techniques can improve as well. You know, you know, the way you put your story down and how you.
So putting that book about aside, because it's not really about that. It's about this book today. So thinking about this book, what do you like best about that book? Is there something in it?
Well, just the fact I won the back cover.
I knew you were going to say that.
Well, that's me there. See it. Do you see it? I'm famous.
And that's because Jim used to take his guitar to the tea room, and so the book cover is just fantastic, and that was done by Helen, and she's just brilliant. Everything she did for that, so that was great. Yeah. What did you like?
The only thing I like about the thing I like about.
What do you mean the only thing you like?
Well, it's a book, but what I like about the book.
It's a book. It's a book. That's my pride and joy.
I know it's your pride and joy, but the fact is we've spoken about this before and we've put a lot of time and effort in. It doesn't matter what page you're turning over. I've got the recipe there, or I've got the method in the page, instead of having to turn over 2 or 3 pages and learn how to cream this and do that, add this, that, blah blah blah. So what they're talking about, and I'm turning pages. It's there.
Yeah.
It's simplistic that even I could follow it. So.
And that was one of the things that I wanted to do, and I wanted to be, you know, like some books almost say, oh, you know, you need to make some short crust pastry, go back to page 32 for that. I didn't want that. I didn't want people to have to flick through different things. So each recipe is a recipe in full. So it tells you exactly what you need, exactly what you've got to do, but also there's a story behind it as well as to why cakes got the names. And lots
some of my
photos.
cakes are in there that I picked.
Yeah. And there's the soups that you made, so it's not just cakes, is it?
No.
You know, it's soups, it's pancakes, it's the very simple things like how to do poached eggs. Because if you don't know how to do a poached egg and nobody tells you, how are you ever going to learn? So maybe that'll be one of the videos that I do. I have somebody making poached eggs.
I'm not doing the poached eggs.
Yeah. No, maybe somebody will. And poached eggs, we've got omelettes, there's soups in there as well, and there's some gluten-free bread that you made, and everybody loved that. So it's not just cakes and bakes in there. So in the tea room, what was your favourite thing to make?
Favourite?
What did you like making?
I don't know.
Anything that you hated making?
No, I mean, I shouldn't say that, but it was a job, and I just had all these things to make, so I just got on and done it. You know, I don't know. I just liked. I like cooking rather than baking. It's as simple as that.
You used to do the cooking.
I don't profess to be a cake maker, because it's not something I particularly enjoy doing. I can do it, but I don't particularly like rolling out pastry and such like. It's not.
I love it. It's kind of like this, you know, kneading and rolling the pastry out.
No, well, I mean,
I know I've rushed with icing.
I can do the breads. I prefer doing the breads to anything else. I mean, I'm a taste baker, if you like. It's just with cooking, I smell things and I taste it. And I can tell you I don't like that because it's too sweet. I can smell the sugar before I even go near it.
Hence he's not going to taste the cake because he didn't even like cakes. Yeah.
No, but it's very sweet, you know. It's just
I know. But going back to the so the one thing I hated, or didn't. Eventually, I wasn't very good at making omelettes. But by the time by the time the tea room closed, I could make a decent omelette and French toast.
Well, I mean, I used to have the 2 omelette pans going at the one time. But I never had made many omelettes before we started. I just had to learn to do it.
Yeah. But one of the things that you helped me with, along with a million other people, was the proofreading.
Well, I mean, I've grown to like books now, even more now. You know.
How many times do you think you've read these books through as drafts?
Oh, God knows, I couldn't tell you. You know, it's just
a million and one times, isn't it?
Well, quite a few times.
Yeah, and you can always find something, can't you? Oh, you know, that comma shouldn't be there, and then the next time you read it, you think that comma should be there, and then you read it again. No, that comma needs taken out.
Some of the grammar and some of the books it's just it leaves a lot to be desired. Yeah. I think a lot of people they're too reliant on spell checkers or everything else instead of you know, being able to do it themselves and look at it with their eyes.
One of the best things that, you know, if anybody's doing their own book, one of the best things is that in Word it reads out to you, and that's one of the best ways I've found of, as well as knowing the grammar and everything, but having it read out to you, so that you can tell that it's actually quite good. Although it's quite you can tell it's a computer reading to you, but it actually pauses when there's a comma. And you're like, oh, what's she stopped there for? That's not really very good.
No, I know. We're both used it to
that was great,
great effect. Oh, the fact it's It's a funny voice, I think.
I know. It's like listening to your sat nav, isn't it? Talking. But so, do you think you'd write a book? I said, do you think you'd write a book?
Me? No, I don't think so. No.
If you were going to write a book, what would it be about?
Well, if I thought I was going to write a book, I probably would have already done it, wouldn't I? So, no, I don't think there's any chance of me writing a book.
No. Probably be a crime book that you'd write, wouldn't you? Like reading?
No, not necessarily. Not necessarily.
No.
But I don't know what I would.
Okay, so that's us today. So we've done our cakes. Unfortunately, Greg wasn't here, so I'll maybe save some cakes for Greg.
It's GF free.
It's GF. It's Greg free. Yeah. And I'll maybe put some in the put some in the freezer for him, just to make him feel better. Yeah.
I thought it was funny.
Okay, so don't forget. Let me know what you think of a title for all these, and I'm thinking Mother Murphy's Beyond the Tea Room.
If you're on to make cakes like that, I mean, you should have a go, because if you like baking, they're not hard. They're not rocket science. It's just people have got to be able to follow the recipe. And it's like cooking. You know, you've got to be able to see. Deborah talks about. I mean, if you've never baked and somebody said like that, but I know Deborah, she said, well, you just cream the butter and the sugar together. If you don't know what Deborah's talking about, if you've never baked in your life, that's hard to know what she's looking for when you see it in the mixing bowl.
But it does explain it in the book.
It does explain it in the book. But it's like life. They can explain it in the book, but when you come to do it, it's entirely different. You know, it's just a case of the practicality, the repetition of doing it and trying it again. If you make a mess of it, and you go and do it again if you can afford to do it. And if you made a mess of it, the likes of these chocolate logs, just eat all the Cadbury's flakes and start again. I'll not go to waste.
Yeah.
You know, it's usually some of the recipes are not an awful lot of money to do. That was part of the thing we looked at.
Not using strange ingredients as well.
Things that you get mostly in your house or your kitchen, you know. Apart from the flakes, because normally they're none here because Deborah's eating them all.
I know, yeah. But so if you're watching these on Facebook or YouTube or anything, there'll be links to our website, and when you go onto our website for each episode, the recipe that we've cooked, the recipe will be on the website for you. But of course, the best thing to do is buy the book, and you can buy the book from the website as well. You can also buy it online from
where?
From Amazon. But buy it from me. Buy it from me. If you buy it from me, you get it signed. Yeah. So yeah, and you can also buy Beatrix's book, and you can buy Beatrix's book as an audio book now as well. So which was what Greg was going to talk to us about, but Greg's not here. So get well soon, Greg, and we'll see you maybe in a couple of episodes. Yeah. Okay. All right. Thank you very much, and thank you for stepping in for Greg.
GF free.
GF free. All right.